All right. We should be all live and all set up and ready to go. Add my coffee. I have good lighting this time. Try to set that down super softly because the mic I have is really sensitive. All right, let's get started. So all I've done is I've just gone to the Lightbox, clicked on a sphere, and I have an image. Sweet, Terry's here. Live, sound, and video is good. Thank you. A lot of people say that because I don't have to check it. All right. So this model actually has like a super secret backstory to it. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm collaborating with a really cool YouTuber, and this is for him. So that's all I'm going to say. So before I get started, I'm actually going to record this too, because he's going to include the live stream or like the speed sculpt in his video, and I'll have a little interview. And that's all I'm going to say. All right. So in case you're wondering how to do like time lapses, you can record it right here under movie, and then it'll just do like a normal video, but then it's like a huge file and it's super long, assuming you take like an hour or 5 to model like I do. So what I did is I went to modifiers, made sure on mouse was correct, and then I got rid of the overlay image, put to 0, and the title image and just put to 0. So if you click time lapse, now every click that I do, it takes a picture. So right now it's not recording, but it is, if that makes sense. And I think I have just my window recorded too. So I can go to movie, let's see, modifiers. Yeah, so I have window selected. So I think document means, yeah, only the gray screen here. And then window means the entire thing. Terry says it's awesome. Congrats. Yeah, he reached out to me and he was super nice and I thought it was cool. I get emails all the time of like, we should collaborate. And I never want to because it's more of like, oh, cool, I help you and I help you and that's it. There's like no mutual benefit. But this guy is super cool and I'm really excited. Same with 3D Print Farm. He was super nice. He contacted me before he used my, what's it called? Haunted Horseman. He didn't have to. I mean, I really appreciate it. And he used that for his pre-supported tutorial video and it was really cool of him. Let's see. What am I doing? Well, I'm importing a dude. I was just forgetting what I was doing. All right. Bam. I have a dude now. Because I want this to be very orky. Oh my god. Okay. So I'm probably going to grab my anatomy book. Where is it? Oh, they're next to me. Perfect. Because this guy is so muscly and big. I have a decent reference here. These were all sent to me from that YouTuber because he was the best and made this really easy on me. But yeah. Let's get this going. So I'm going to split his head into its own piece because I'll be doing a lot of sculpting on that. Go ahead and go to Dynamesh, but at a high resolution. All right, and then same with this. There we go. All set. So I can do the face first or I can do the body. I think I'm gonna do the face because it's just so important for this and it seems kind of fun right now. So now that I have this zoomed in, I'm going to go to draw and then move up my reference. If I can't see it, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Wow, this is really, really sensitive. Okay, cool. Here we go. Let's make this thing. So first thing, I want to make sure that the jawline and the ears all are looking really good. I don't know if I have a cool little, oh, I do have a cool ear brush. Let's look at it. Oh yeah, I have some cool ears in there, so I don't have to worry about sculpting this from scratch. Cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to flatten these ears off. There we go. And then I'm just gonna go to that brush and just drag them on. That one looks perfect. I'll probably thicken it up a bit too. Yeah, positioning isn't quite where I want it, so if I just mask this area and then drag my ear on again, and then clicking W for the 3D gizmo, I can position this the way that I want. All right, this kind of went back on itself and now it's a little hollow and weird looking. So I'll go in with an inflate brush to really clean this up. Alright, just inflating the ears a bit. I'm gonna go through with a pinch brush because since I use inflate kind of with a heavy hand, it's a little bulbous, which I don't want. Alright, that saved me a ton of time right from the get-go. Yay, brushes. Alright, there's a little more material than there should be at the tip of the ear here, so I'll go in with clay buildup and Alt to carve that out. Alright, now let's get the rest of this going. Let's get that big, mean jawline. And a big ol' hooked nose and a big brow. So it's always cool to sculpt from scratch, but it's so much faster for me and just more efficient to have a base mesh like this. I hope that guy doesn't mind. I feel like it's a little less impressive, I think, when you don't sculpt from scratch. The concepts are the same though. I'm not too worried about trying to be super impressive in the video, but I didn't really think about that until just now. I hope the guy doesn't mind. I want to make sure the eyes aren't too small, otherwise they're gonna be really hard to print. I mean, they'll print fine, but you won't be able to see it. All right. I like how this looks so far. My nose is super itchy. All right, and then now let's get some definition in the lips here. Damn, standard's it's way too high. Moving down from 30 to about 20. Terry says, when I use a brush like that, the ear one, it masks everything after I place them. Yeah, I think it's a different kind of brush. It's a multi-mesh brush or insert brush. And then the one that I'm doing was more of like an alpha, if that makes sense. I'm not actually 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. It's really tricky to get the weird nostril here because it kind of like transitions from nowhere. All right, let's build up some more form because I want some really strong cheekbones because, you know, I like me some cheekbones. Also, instead of using damn standard for like a guideline here, I'm actually going to put clay buildup on the jaw here because I really want a huge, super strong jaw. Usually I don't do this because it's so exaggerated and cartoonish, but in this case, that's exactly what I want. Bye.
Later.
That's Ricky delivering Etsy orders. We do that just about every day. All right, I'm gonna give him some teeth sooner than later here. I still feel like he's looking almost elegant or elf-like. I mean, not super, but enough to where I'm kind of concerned about it. Yeah, there we go. Gives him ridiculously big chin. That fixes that. Going with clay buildup and alt to define the chin a little better, because I don't just want this round protrusion on him. It needs to make some sense here. Gonna mask this area off really quick. And then pull this, oops, not like that. Pull this down a little bit so I have a little more to work with. Terry said the nose started looking good in a hurry. Thank you. Okay, yeah, his face is still really kind of elongated and it's making him look kind of elegant, but I'll worry about that more later. I'm just gonna build up his lips here with clay buildup. Because then I'm gonna put some big old tusks right here. Okay, let's go ahead and give him some eyebrows too. But first wanna really exaggerate this brow bone here. Oops, wrong masking brush. There we go, some really heavy eyebrows. I'm actually gonna go through a damn standard and detail it a little bit right now. Usually I do this way later on, but I said I was gonna do something a second ago, and I already forgot. So, oh, I was gonna add teeth. And I'm gonna work on the eyes instead. That made him look tired almost. I don't want that. Looking real ugly. Gotta scrunch his face a little bit. Go ahead and click me B for the brush palette, and then I'm gonna grab a couple of spheres. Oops. There we go. Put that at a low resolution, and then I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to take my taper brush. Okay, nothing is masked. Does not fit symmetry. Oh, okay, it just wants me to put the gizmo in the middle. I was gonna say, I'm like, there is no masked point. What are you talking about? All right, there we go. And then putting bend arc. There we go. It's looking better. And then now putting polish on Dynamesh at a higher resolution, and that'll make these look really nice. They're a little too pointed at the tips, but I'll deal with that in a second. These look almost like petals, which is not what I want. All right. He now has some tusks. I want them to point away from his face more. There we go. Now I can move the lips around them and really start to get the lip shape that I want. This is a trickier kind of creature to do because they have so much going on. I kind of want to add more teeth, but I'm not going to. I don't know what to do with his upper lip. It's kind of weird. That helped. Still weird. Alright, going with damp standard, I'm going to define the nose a little bit better here. And then also there should be a little Cupid's bow. That looks pretty good. I'll be adding some more wrinkles and stuff around his face in just a second. His lips aren't looking exactly the way I want them to, but that's okay. This is just beginning the process. Trying to figure out what to do with his chin. I like the facial hair on these ones, so I'm definitely going to add that. I've done a lot of models with facial hair recently, up until like the last, well, really these models I've been doing with facial hair. I haven't done ever, maybe once. That was good. Going through damn standard, and I'm going to texture this lightly, but actually first I'm going to do a little bit of clay buildup with back base mask on, just to prevent any like weird mesh stuff happening in the back. There we go. Terry says, I'm finding the hardest part of the move brush so far is finding the right size. I can't seem to get it right ever. I know that feeling for sure. It just takes a lot of practice and getting the feel for it. Something that will help as well is if you aren't super solid on the concept of focal shift, just kind of toying with that and seeing the difference and how that affects your brushes. I know I've explained it in other videos, but nothing beats actually like trying and messing with it yourself. You'll probably remember a lot better that way too. All right, so I have this little clean cut and kind of stuck to his jaw, but I think it'd look better if it was more like flared out. Yeah, that's better. He's not keeping this clean for anyone. I can't see him trimming this regularly or with a whole lot of care. I have no idea what this is supposed to look like from the side, so I'm just gonna avoid it for right now. Give him some eyes finally. I'm gonna do the same way with going to the IMM primitive and then just boop, eyes. Terry says, I think I understand it, but I haven't thought about it at all with the move brush. I'll pay more attention. Oh yeah, that can sneak up on you then. That might be the issue. Okay. So right now, I'm really focused on the thickness of the eyelids here, and the way that I do that is saying the distance from the eyeball. It's almost a little too thick on the bottom. That's okay. Especially for 3D prints, I like to exaggerate features like this. All right, I feel like this facial hair needs to come up to his cheekbones. There we go. I'm also gonna add a lot more thickness to his ears. They're still looking a little delicate and elf-like, I think, which would make sense because I love elves. So I tend to make everything look like things that I like. It's a bad habit. So on one hand, it's like, oh, yeah, you have a style. I'm like, yeah, it's more like I have consistent flaws. Oh, goodness. I wasn't paying attention to what was happening to the side there. I'm just going to use a pinch brush to fix that. Pinch and damn standard. Really, I just did done undo, but it's fine. proud of myself. I've stopped saying goofy every 10 seconds in my live streams. I don't think it was a huge problem. It was just cracked me up. All right, I like how that's looking. Ricky's back. Hey, you're back.
I'm back.
Do you want to see my orc so far?
I sure do.
I'm trying to make his head look lumpy. Because he's bald, so I don't want to be so smooth.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Thank you. Anything that really stands out to you as a problem? I mean, it's early on, but still.
Yeah. Bigger nose.
Bigger nose?
Bigger nose.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Looking awesome.
Thank you. Like adding a really mean arch to his eyes. So part of the problem of having really good concept art is that I look at this and I'm like, that looks so cool. And I think what I made looks cool, but not like as cool. Granted, I know it's a completely different style and everything, but like, eh. Something about mine almost looks like friendly, or I don't know, something else isn't quite right. I think it's because his forehead's too small. Something about his face just looks small. I don't know what it is. I think I need to move away from the face for now. All right. This looks weird. So you're 22 minutes into stream, looking badass already. Thank you. See, this is again something I like live streaming, and when Ricky comes by, because I'm like, oh cool, you guys are being nice. I'm not as nice to my artwork. All right, look at his funny little body. Gosh, let's fix this. Okay. Actually, I can just widen him, inflate a little bit. That will save me some time. All right, now this is the point where I really should look at my anatomy book reference, but I kind of just don't want to right now. I will. Guess. So this is the book I super recommend. Anatomy for Sculptors. It's amazing. I use this one and I use this one. They're both amazing. I'm gonna use this one for right now because I have all my bookmarks in it because I look at these things constantly. So I'm gonna be referencing this right now, and then I'll worry about the back later, just to get all of these forms right. Trying to see if there's a better one for what I'm trying to do. I don't think so. I'm looking forward to starting like some anatomy lessons for the live classrooms. I'm also looking forward to people being weird about nudity. Like, oh god, they're naked. I'm like, yep. People that try and learn anatomy from like clothed figures, like you're just making your life so much harder. If it's skin tight, I guess. But you're not gonna see any of the muscle definition that you need to, or just how skin folds in general. That's really cool, but I don't want that. Yeah, looks like this is just the reference I'm gonna use. Where can I put this? And move my coffee, my wallet. There we go. So I'll focus on his chest muscles right now, because that's what I have in front of me. It's really hard to see. I'm gonna prop this up. Please don't fall. That's not gonna work. I did not think this through, and that's okay. Whatever, that's as good as we're gonna get. All right, so I'm gonna do this with a clay buildup brush, and I'm gonna start with the, what's the proper name for that? Pectoral muscles. I'm just like pecs. I'm like, what is the full word? Okay. That's why I like doing this kind of time lapse, because it's not gonna record all this dead time. It's only gonna show each time I click my pen to the screen. Okay, so these come like this, and down and away. And then there's going to be a little triangle here. It's like a bony triangle. It's our rib cages. There's never any muscle there, even on big, super strong dudes. Terry says, just waiting for my wife to walk by while I'm looking at reference pictures online. Keep in mind, I'm no artist. Yeah. I've already had a funny conversation with Ricky about that. I was doing a bunch of figure drawing. So it was like every 90 seconds, it was a different naked girl. I just don't think drawing men is as fun. Sculpting, I kind of like doing either, but with women, it's more fun because there's just a lot more like, I don't know, curves. It's not so angular. It's just more fun. Okay, some stuff here. Here's another one here. Some people forget about with abs and obliques. This is not an oblique. Anyway, they curve down. And there is a gap. And then there's two large muscles that go straight down. Then now a bunch of these really cool ones over here that I always forget how to do. I should look at a reference, shouldn't I? I don't have those ones. So there's like little muscles right here, and people think that they're ribs. They can be if they're people that are really lean, but actually it's another muscle group, and it looks really cool. They look like they're threaded. Essentially, because they thread in between the rib cage. It's super cool. It's like one of my favorite muscle groups. I don't know why. I just think it looks really, really cool. But I forgot where that is, and I just don't care that much right now, so it's fine. We're gonna do some scribbles right here. And then there's another large muscle that sits on top of thighs and stuff. I really don't like how the pecs came out, but the rest of it looks decent. This needs to just be more flat. I mean, it's fairly round. I mean, all men have a little bit of breast tissue as well. What is a side reference? Yeah, so this should slope back. The male reference in this is somewhat lean, so I'm just trying to figure out how I would bulk that up. I also want to make sure this looks good because he's going to be shirtless or with just like a belt and pants. Oh, Bill's here. Hello. Okay, that looks decent. I did give him kind of a bit of a gut too because I don't know. That's how I want the belt and then pants to sit. All right, that's roughly blocked out. I want to make sure the clavicle is not too pronounced because the more muscled an individual is, the less you see it. But I love collarbones. They're cool. Also, it should be angled down a bit. It looks kind of like a Cupid's bow from the top. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. Don't listen to anything I'm saying. If you're going to sculpt accurately, use your own references and your own knowledge. Okay. I think I'm going to split the arms into their own piece because I don't have to deal with... It's really hard to get the biceps if I can't get underneath them. Split mask points. All right. So, arms. God, I hate arms. They're so hard. They're just so much harder than you think. That's all I can say. All right, let's start with these ones. This is turning into an anatomy lesson. I do have a base mesh that's already well muscled, but I really just want to understand how to construct my own characters better, so I'm doing this from scratch. I mean, I guess it's sculpt this arm from scratch. That would be just a waste of time. All right, that's too firm. Just gonna block out where all this stuff should be. Go back in here. This. Yeah. All right. The other ones. So this, the top muscles, the bicep, I think I'm okay with. It's this one that I'm really bad at. It has a big old weird bulge right here above the elbow. It kind of wraps under here. And then there's nothing right there. And that's always what screws me up. Yeah, it kind of wraps back around here too. Yes, and then there's nothing there. And then there's another one, a muscle grouping on the front. Yeah, I don't know if those touch underneath the arm. I have no idea. I didn't look at that. Okay, this is looking good, but it's still not big enough for this character, but whatever. Baby steps. Okay, I'm also really bad at this part too, because there's like a very distinct divot right here, and I never remember where to put it. It's like, oh my god, I don't know where it is. It's not there. It's here. It's closer. It's farther in. Yeah, divot. Elbow point. Point. That's not a real word. Okay, I'm really, especially not good with the muscle groupings that are lower on the arm. So there's an elbow, and then there's a section right here. So it depends if your arm's like this or like this, because you have a muscle group in here that rotates over the bone. You can kind of feel it if you rotate. I don't know what it's called. I just know it's there. I know roughly where it's supposed to connect, so I'm gonna roughly do that. The hands I'm just gonna replace pretty much, but for the meantime, I'll just kind of block them out so they look better. Cool, I have back face mask turned on. So this is really low poly, and I'm doing that because it's just easier to manipulate the mesh and handle it in general. Okay, these are definitely muscled, and they actually look decent, I think. Yeah. They're not huge, though, and this guy's huge, so I don't know what to do with that. Do it again, I guess. Just go over these muscles and then exaggerate them more. No, I don't want that. I see you guys being friendly in the chat. Gosh, the Discord's been so friendly recently, and everyone's been very chatty. I love it. Okay. I'm just gonna build on what's already here and try not to exaggerate anything that shouldn't be. I know guys, when they get like really buff and stuff, like they can't like just hold their arms down like normal people. It like just kind of bounces off of their ribcage. So I'm trying to get that going on here. I don't know enough absurdly muscled people in my life to think of references from real life. My one like crease here that I'm confident about, and then the rest of it I'm just like, I don't know. I'm gonna make that elbow weirdly pointy just because it's a really good bony landmark for me, and this is a monster, so you know what? It's gonna be whatever I want it to be right now. Where are all my arm references? Oh wow, I happened to, that was convenient. I flipped to the exact correct page I needed. Sweet. All right, okay, so there's the elbow here, and apparently I'm wrong. There's nothing here. Oh boy. This should be smooth. And then there's a big bulge right here. Ricky, anatomy's hard. Trying to sculpt well-muscled arms from scratch and doing it correctly, and I just having an okay time with this.
You got this.
Thank you. There's another one here. That does look better. That makes sense. It does make sense. All right, I need the inside of the arm. Where is it? I don't know. Those pictures don't make sense right now. I'm gonna increase resolution a little bit. Why are arms so complicated? My goodness. Legs, I have a way easier time with. Just because, I don't know, I feel like it's a little easier to kind of make up, and if you're wrong, it doesn't look as wrong. Okay, so what I did right now on the forearms here is made up. Don't do it. I'm just doing it because I want to get something down. That looks so muscly and gross in like an inaccurate way. Ah, it's hard. Yeah, look at, like, even when it's correct, it looks wrong. That's my thing. I have a hard time with doing really muscled characters like this. Okay, so something that went a little wrong here, I need to stop clicking that frame mesh button by accident, is right here. This is what I was trying to prevent. So I mentioned it kind of doesn't rest naturally because they're so muscled. That looks better. I'm gonna kind of move it off of his body a little bit. Okay, getting the general idea here. And that the fingers should be a lot more square and stuff. I'm gonna be replacing those with fists anyway. Okay. Let's get the back done really quick. I have a reference for this too. References for everything. See, it's funny, usually I do like clothes and armor, so this is a really weird character for me because it's just like, okay, he has nothing on. I mean, he's gonna have something on once I'm done, but pretty much everything's gonna be showing. I'm just gonna have shorts on, I think, and that's it. If not, this needs to be done regardless, just so the clothing sits right. This is way too low. Should be like that more. And then there's two giant back muscles right here that wrap. And there's another one right here that goes into your butt muscles. And there's a spot right here that doesn't have anything going on because the human body's weird and full of tiny details that aren't consistent. What? Help. I said it was a sculpting live stream. It's more like watch me struggle with anatomy for 2 hours. The fact that I'm not a master at anatomy is the only reason why I hesitated having my own learn to 3D model classes, which is funny, I know, because that doesn't mean I can't teach. A big part is just knowing what's wrong. Boy, do I know. Okay, it's a general idea. Those are so wrong. Bill said, just think of your husband when drawing muscles. Ha! I love Ricky, but he's not cut like this. No, I'm not married, just letting y'all know. Okay, I'm doing this wrong. No, that's not like that. Getting the general shape right, but like, okay, this happens here. This is correct, but then it's straight for a little bit, and then it kind of creeps up. Okay, now we're gonna move on to legs. If I can find them. You know what, first I want some coffee. That's cooled off way more anticipated. Bleh. I liked iced coffee, but when it's like warm coffee that's now cold, I just bleh. All right, 185. All right, I know where the bones are. Give me those muscles that I don't understand. There we go. All right, let's go. We'll do the back first, since I'm already, the back makes so much less sense in my opinion. Okay. I'm also gonna increase the resolution a little bit. Nope, that wasn't enough. Let's do 500. Okay, these muscles I understand, because they're not that complicated. Your glutes just wrap to this side here. They kind of put themselves away, like a peach. That's easy. Carrie says, would you say I should start off the bat with the reference pictures? I find it so far it's been good just messing with stuff. It's taking me what seems like forever to get used to the UI and just when/where to use certain tools. Oh yeah, use reference pictures. I guarantee it. Otherwise you're gonna learn stuff wrong, 100%. It's fun to play around with it, which is fine. So I'm not saying like you can't have fun, obviously. But no, if you're trying to sculpt something and you don't know, if you haven't sculpted it 100 times, you don't know exactly what it looks like, just have a reference. You don't need to worry about copying it exactly. Just to be able to have it there so you can look over every now and then is really, really helpful. And I would argue necessary. Otherwise, again, you're gonna learn stuff wrong. A big part about art is honestly just learning how to see things correctly, if that makes sense. Okay, there's 2 large leg muscles on the back. I thought it was just 1. No, there are 2. Okay, in the front. It says, yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad. I'm glad you're not sensitive. You don't take things personally. So the criticism you did really well with in the feedback section. It's natural to like not enjoy criticism or feedback. I hate it, honestly. I'm being totally transparent there. But no, you'll grow so much faster as an artist if you take feedback, because they'll be able to point out the things that you aren't seeing, which sounds obvious, but until you do it, it's hard to say. All right, there's not really a whole lot going on with the knee, but I'm gonna give it a little more shape anyway. This band wraps into the knee right there, And then there's another one on the inside, I think. Yeah. Knees are complicated. Everything's complicated. Okay, yes, there is a band right here that connects down to the foot. Why isn't my Dynamis resolution staying? Stop that. There we go. Look at his little feet. I'm not going to keep these, but I just feel the need to give them something. Terry says, yeah, it's hard not to be like, yeah, but I definitely want to get better. The goal is the end to make characters that I don't have to buy them off Hero Forge or whatever. Makes sense. So stuff from the feedback section I take to heart. That's good. Yeah, I think you'll be able to look back on what you submitted the other day and make huge improvements on it, and it'll be a really cool day. Alright, this thing is muscled. This is kind of a fun just practice thing for me. I give myself a C+. Got a lot to learn. And I know what's wrong with this. But I don't know what's wrong with it enough to be able to do it quickly, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Whenever trying to make a character look larger than life or muscular, I think of the Dorito shape. And by that, I mean a triangle. Because Doritos are triangles. Just what sticks. Gonna inflate these a little bit. So if you hold control and drag, it inflates. But if you hold shift and grab this, you can do it by incremental bits. So this is 5%, 10%, 15%. You guys know how to read, but yeah. Also, something that's key for a character like this is like dumb, thick neck muscles. All right, I'm gonna like gently smooth this. Ah, what are you doing, ZBrush? No, ZBrush. That'll look fun in the time lapse. Okay, I feel like there's gotta be more muscle here, but that's the underside. I have a jacket on, I can't even look at myself. And plus, I'm not muscly at all, so I would be a terrible reference, but I just feel like there should be something there. Ooh, that looks like a cool, correct intersection. I'm gonna exaggerate the hell out of that. Nah, no, I'm not. That doesn't make any sense. What's this? This triangle. I don't think that exists. You know what? It exists today. I feel like I'm setting a terrible example. That's okay. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. I'm pulling the deltoid, I don't know what these are called, muscle up because that's how it sits. Really muscular men like this have a very clear divot right about here. Kind of like how with women it'd be like this. But with guys, you guys are built way differently and it's a much more clear like bump. You guys do yoga, you know, the half moon pose. You guys don't look as cute during that. I know there's a reference in this. It's just like when men bend. Girls will have a curve, guys will have a bump right here. Trying to make sure he still has a curve in his back because that's just how people stand. Whenever I saw anatomy books and stuff like that, I just felt like this curve in the back was so exaggerated and ridiculous. Nope, that is the truth. People really do stand like that, which I thought was weird. I don't know what to do with this. Do the references show it? Yeah. Whatever. Oh gosh, he looks so stupid with this head. It doesn't match at all. Look at his tiny neck. That's why he looks so stupid. Okay. I was wondering why he looked wrong. Duh. Alright, let's get rid of the facial hair so I can actually see what's going on here. Okay, this should be moved. I'm gonna grab my clay buildup brush here and then tackle the neck muscles here. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I'm just pulling up a reference for the head and neck muscles because, yeah, these ones are pretty intuitive. I feel like they just connect from the ear down like this, but it doesn't hurt to have a reference. Yeah, they stop just about there. And then there's more on the back. This doesn't show it conveniently. I lied, yes it does. Yeah, so it's the same deal. I don't know if it connects from the ears or not. That's okay. I'm just getting the general idea here. Really exaggerating these. It's gonna add a lot of character. This looks so much better. Heck yeah. Terry says, is that lasso mask a brush? I see you using it a lot. It's different than regular control brush, I imagine. Yep, it's a brush. Click on B and got lots of different mask brushes right here. Circle, curve, pin, lasso, pin, perfect circle, rectangle. Those are just the ones I kept. I prefer using this because I can grab a section really clearly as opposed to being stuck with like a rectangle. Good question. And then he would have Adam's apple still. Just general thickness on his neck here. I want to make sure I'm not ruining his side silhouette. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not. That's good. Okay, he doesn't have enough of an underbite for being an orc. Okay, Adam's apple's real low. That's fine. And weirdly shaped. He's fine. Terry says, very handy. I'll look at those tomorrow. Good. I recommend it. I'm just putting some like texture on the head here, just so it's not perfectly smooth. It's not like a high-tech way of doing it or thoughtful. I just do some clay buildup rolls and then I smooth it out a little bit. Just in case y'all are wondering what the heck I'm doing. I don't always like how it looks, but generally just helps break up the model a bit and not look too perfect. Especially when they're bald, I don't want like a perfectly flat head. Looks weird. Make sure I get that egg shape still. He's looking so mean, yeah. I can't believe I didn't know it was wrong. With this little pencil neck. Of course it looks stupid. I'm loving how this is turning out. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Terry says, yeah, what a difference. Totally. His eyelids aren't really crisp, so I'll go to clay polish to add an edge. So that's the before, that's the after. So it's a huge difference, and it just makes it look a lot more crisp and just better defined, which is my best friend in this case. So I do like test strokes when I want the damn sander brush to behave a certain way, because I want something really small and really sharp and controlled right now. Terry says, sorry for the more mesh questions. No, ask more. When you dyna mesh, are you always going up in resolution from start to finish? Usually. Because as I add more detail, I increase resolution. But occasionally, I go down if I decide that I don't like it. And then I will reconstruct some things. But no, it's a good question. Ask as many questions as you want. I think it's funny that you guys are all so shy and polite of asking questions, but I'm like, yeah, literally pay for it. Get your money's worth. Terry says that's in geometry, that defiant thing you did with the lids. Yeah, so go to geometry and then clay polish. And there you go. Yeah, he looks so mean. He has no neck because it's so big. I kind of... This thing he has going on, I don't know if I like that a whole lot, but I guess I'm not making him to be pretty, huh? I don't know if I want the facial hair. Nah, it's cool. Never mind. I want it. I was just scarred from his dumb pencil neck. It looks so goofy. Oh, there, I'm saying it. My word's back. This has improved so much, man. I'm just having a moment right now where I'm just like, I can look at this and I can think of how I would have done this a year ago and how much it would have sucked compared to this, and I'm just feeling real good right now. And I'm really excited for how I'm gonna be in a year or even 6 months. Improving is the best. God, I love being an artist. All right. I'm gonna leave that up for a second. I'm gonna heat up my coffee. It's not all nasty. The kitchen's behind me, so y'all probably just see me do it. All right. I'm back. I'm sure that was real exciting. Carrie says, awesome, good attitude. I already forgot what that was in reference to what I just talked about, but yeah, awesome. Oh, this looks so good. I'm like concerned of how to like fit this to the body because I wasn't real happy how that was looking, but maybe it'll look better. Moment of truth. All right, yeah, it's looking better. I feel like he skips leg day though. He's looking a little thin on his legs. I don't know why this is making me laugh, but something about this is funny looking and things. It's good. I like it, to clarify, but it's still funny. There we go. It's looking better. I just need to, put the head on the body. Terry says, the delay sucks sometimes. Yeah. Let's see if I have it maxed or not. Let's see. There are 3 peeps here. Peeps. Yeah, it says ultra low latency. It's about the best I can do. Okay. So having these neck muscles transition into the body is what's really going to make this look better. It's a little tricky though because the objects aren't merged. I'm pretty sure I can do that though and keep the detail that I want. That's one of the problems with Dynamesh is you'll lose that. Okay, let's go ahead and Dynamesh this. That looks fine. I'm gonna save it. And if I hate it, I'll just reload the save. See, did I lose pressure sensitivity? No. Let's make sure that the polygroups aren't done. They are. So I'm just changing these polygroups to make sure they're all the same. So that way when I merge these together, if I want to, I can go back and split them apart. Alrighty. I'm gonna keep the arms separate though. There we go. It's good. Everyone's stream is the same. Yeah, you're right. Just figure out a check to make sure I'm doing what I can, if there is anything. So, his head is just a little too far forward, but I merged it. So we're gonna call this good. I think it's fine. But yeah, so his clavicle would be right here. Just gonna block that out. These would kind of connect to that point. Ooh, not like that. More like that. I'm being really consistent with this stroke though. That goes up under his beard thing. And these flow back into your traps. I don't know what's supposed to go on here. He's so muscly and weird looking. Like, we're just gonna put something there so it doesn't look so weird. And then, yeah, that flows into the thing. Trapezius. Traps. That's like impossibly thick and muscular, but it's an orc. Bite me. I had someone that had a problem with the anatomy on my my, what is it called? Forest Guardian. And I'm like, it's literally made up. Fuck off. Not what I said. I don't think I responded at all. But that's exactly what I thought. That being said, creature anatomy is a real thing. And even though it's made up, it should still have like a flow. It should make sense somewhat still. But oh my god, as an artist, there's nothing I hate more than unsolicited advice. I'm like, did I ask? I don't care. Even if they're right, which I know is closed-minded of me. But, you know, everyone's a critic. It's just really weird because it's kind of like, since this is what I do professionally, it's like going to someone's office and like, I don't know, let's say you're accounting and being like, your column should be straighter. It's like, I don't want your advice or your help. Just let me do my thing. Which is funny, and I realize very contradictory of me because I'm also like, oh, accept feedback and stuff. I didn't say I was good at it. I'm just saying that it's a good idea to accept feedback. Just defining these muscles a little more. I don't really like how I have these muscles going into the clavicle. Like, it looks really weird. And by clavicle, I just mean collarbone. But it's fine. And because I haven't said it 1,800 times yet, if you are watching this in the future, you can always message me in the Discord with questions. I encourage you to. Remember, you're literally paying for this, so get your money's worth. I would. There we go, looks way better. So yeah, again, this should be kind of like a Cupid's bow. Terry said, I'm an electrician. I get the same thing all the time. Well, if you find this way, no it won't. Yeah, I so agree. That's so cool, you're an electrician. I just think trades work in general is awesome. I assume it's just similar in Canada. You go to trade school and then bam, you're an electrician. Or like you apprentice or something like that. In America, I don't know about everywhere else, but it seems like everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to college and then learn nothing because, you know, college is the right thing to do. Most people that I meet, I'm like, you shouldn't go. And it's not because I think they're stupid. I think college is stupid. Terry says, I've gotten my money's worth 10 times over. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of people, again, I'm not sure about everywhere else, but in America especially, they will put themselves into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. Like, I'm not kidding. And then be like, someone hire me. And it's like, you don't have any actual marketable skills. No one's going to hire you, boo. I was really lucky. I got a full ride scholarship because I busted my ass in high school. And I was a huge kiss ass in my essays that I wrote. Problem is I'm not a grinder. So when they were like, okay, come to college and get a 4.0, I was like, no. For engineering school, getting a 4.0 is not showing mastery of the material, it's showing mastery of memorization and every trick they throw at you. They try and make it seem like in the real world you would never look at a book or reference something. It's like you memorize all of that. I'm like, are you serious? It's so ridiculous. Let's see. So yep, exactly. 4-year apprenticeship, national exam, become a journeyman. That's so cool. Very cool. The class I enjoyed the most in college was my scene shop class, which was a drama class, and it was the only thing I learned how to weld in that. Just basic woodworking. The welding was something I went above and beyond. They were putting the orchestra pit back together, and I saw I brought out a welder, and I'm like, hey, I need to learn how to do that. But isn't that ridiculous? I didn't learn how to weld in my mechanical engineering classes. I learned it in a drama class that I fought to take because they're like, you're engineering, you don't take this. It's not what you need. And I'm like, yes, it is. You guys actually do stuff. Bill says, then give me free advice. I think then Terry gives me free advice. Either way, very cool. Can I exaggerate this more? I always end up talking about myself way more than I expect to in these live streams. I didn't think I liked talking about myself. I guess I do. It's fun. Me. All right, these are supposed to thread into each other, and I have references next to me. I just don't want to dig for them. This is such a small detail. I'm just gonna call it good. Wait, is my symmetry not on? Okay, it was. So I was like, what's going on? These muscles are so weird and long. His belly button would be like here-ish, I guess. I'm not super worried about adding that, but so he's not an alien, I guess I would add that. There we go. He has a belly button now. Neat. Ooh, plaque and everything. How fancy. See, I think it's the coolest. But again, in the United States, if you do anything other than college, it's just like, oh, that's too bad. And I'm like, are you serious? Dumb. Bill says, I get grief from people all the time for talking to myself. Glad I'm not the only one. Ricky's here pretty much all the time because, you know, we live together. But occasionally when he goes to like the grocery store, and if I don't go for some reason, if I'm cleaning or stuff, yeah, no, I sing to myself like a Disney princess. It's how I be. This line right here is a made up muscle. Just letting y'all know. Don't do it. This is a real muscle. This is also a real muscle. Okay, I don't like the way I did this clavicle. It's like so artsy and stands out way too much. It's smoothed that into oblivion. Look how stylized he looks. Ah, he looks so cool. I have a style. I have no control over it, but it seems to happen somewhat consistently, which makes me really happy. All right, it's been like an hour. Let's give, oh wow, longer than that. Oh no, I started at 5:30. I thought I started at like 4:30 like yesterday, so I was like, oh geez, I'm going slow. Let's give him some clothes. Bill says, next time someone comments on talking to yourself, tell them you need to have an intelligent conversation with someone. Yes, I love that. Okay. I don't know if it's supposed to give him like shorts or like I don't know what to do because I want to pull up the email the guy sent me about this, but I don't want to spoil who it is because this is for a really cool YouTube dude. So I'm gonna grab my phone and be all top secret about it, even though there's like only 4 people watching right now. No one can know. He's gonna release a video in like mid-February, so y'all will know. And he's not like he's actually a pretty big YouTuber. Never, or to me, I've always really liked his stuff, so I thought it was really cool. And he contacted me. I was like, me? Me? Most importantly, he's just a super nice guy. Oh, so you know it's a guy. That really narrows it down. Dramatic eye roll. Skimming through these emails, trying to grab the one where he describes it. It's mostly us just chatting about D&D and stuff. So I have a lot to go through. And he commissioned me to make something for a Patreon he's going to be launching. And then he mentioned he has this other character, this one. And I was like, hey, if I do that one, can I keep it for me, like for my own commercial use? And I'd do it for free. And he said yes. So it's a win-win for both of us. He gets 2 models for the price of 1. And yeah, I mean, I cut him a huge deal on the commission, honestly, just because he was nice. If you're not an asshole, I like knock 50% off the price. It's just how I am. All right. Terry says you'll have to share it when it comes out in case we don't follow him. Yeah, I will, for sure. For sure. Okay. So he's a strength-based orc monk. He's extremely large and muscular. He wears a chef's waist apron that goes around his waist, but doesn't have the normal apron straps to go around his neck. How does it stay up then? Oh, it probably just flaps down. He is proud of his manly chest and wouldn't dare cover it up. Oh, that's so funny. He has big old tusks and a bandana around his head with no real facial hair. Damn it, I added that thing that I like. Or head hair to speak of. Unless he thinks I can look better. Cool, I wanted to add it looks better. All right, bandana, and then boxer style hand wrappings around his fist. Okay, so boxer style hand wrappings, I think that's no boxing mittens, right? Just the wrappings. But yeah, what are his shorts or pants or anything like that? I'm a little confused about the apron still. Goes around his waist, but no. So yeah, just, okay, this will be fine. They'll just look like a tabard or something. Let's just give him some shorts. Because he's been naked for a long time. Okay, that looks good. We're gonna do 0 thickness because that's the way I do things. Except, yep, solo half zero measure. Terry says it's awesome. There's such a good description like that. Oh yeah. That's like necessary for me. If someone can't really tell me what they want, I'm like, I don't want to work with you. And you'd be amazed how people don't know what they want. They're just like, make me an orc. I'm like, okay, male, female, armor, weapon type, you know, an orc. I'm like, nah, I need more than that. Looking forward to doing the bandana around his head too. I'm not sure if we do it more like wrappings, like to match his arms things. We'll see. Oh, and what's the weapon? Did they say it was a chef's knife? I already forgot. Because that would make a lot of sense. Okay, there's no mention of a weapon here. Chef's waist apron goes around his waist. Yes. I'm glad I put so much time into his chest then, because apparently he has a fantastic chest. Why isn't this Ziri meshing to less? Come on, 59,000 points. This should be like 1,000. There we go. It's starting to drop. There we go. Ziri mesher just had to really have to think about it for some reason. Okay. Going back here and then inflating this a fair amount. All right, and then I'm going to inflate just the edges here a bit because I don't want it to be like skin tight. That would look dumb. I think his belly button's in a weird place. How about I just not, whatever, I'll deal with it later. That put a giant hole in the mesh. I don't want that. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm not sure what else to do with this right now. Divide this a few times. Gonna smooth out that edge there a bit. It's fitting a little weird right there. That's fine. That when I pose this and stuff, that's gonna work right out. This looks so like World of Warcraft. It's really cool. I don't know what a chef apron looks like off the top of my head. I'm trying to think if I'm supposed to like add like cuffs to this. I'm trying to think what I want this stylistically because he's like a chef. Like what? I mean, I could just ask the guy questions. He was super cool about that. It even says in the email, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, yeah, I do like that for sure. That helped a lot. No, zebra shopping so weird. I don't know if I want these rounded off at all though. So I'll get a Dynamesh. There we go. And then divide for when I add detail and stuff. I think I'm gonna add a big old belt. Yeah, I can put the apron on top of it or whatever. I assume he just has, you know, boots. I don't know. All right, I zero mesh this a bunch of times to get to a poly count that I like, and then I can start blocking out a shoe with this. Gonna mask the bottom so I don't lose too much of the shape here. All right, I have perspective turned off, and at some point I'm gonna trim the bottom of this to have a nice flat sole. Not too worried about that right now though. I'll zero mesh this again. There we go. Inflate a little bit on the edge, that way I can keep his toes. Actually, instead of inflating, I will just drag it over. Push the heel out a little bit, because our shoes are obviously bigger than our feet, otherwise they wouldn't fit. Add a little bit of point to them, because I like pointy shoes. Okay. And now I'm gonna frame this mesh and then put another like strap on it, because that's like 90% of my design work at this point. Crazy to think I didn't always do stuff like this. Yeah, this is looking good overall. Let's look at what exactly boxer wrappings are, just to make sure. Because I'm pretty sure they're just wraps. Okay, yeah, see, I was gonna do that wrong. So they go around his hands and stuff, which makes sense. I don't know why I was thinking of just putting wrappings right here. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, in this case, it means I'm gonna have to actually do his hands, and I don't like doing hands. The pose, the final pose, I know it's gonna be kind of like a box. Oh, this all makes sense. Like a boxer, so yeah. There is a lot of different ways I can go about doing this. I think I'm just going to give him fists as soon as possible. I do have a fist brush, but I really don't like it. I'm gonna sculpt my own sometime off camera tonight, and then just start using that for my models, because I just don't like the one that I found online. Terry says, probably the worst kind of customer you get. Oh, I missed something about that. Yeah, I've been worried about asking someone for commission I'm not creative enough to come up with a good description. Like, I want something orcish that looks badass, know what I mean? Yeah, it is the worst. Oh my gosh. And like, I have got commissions like that. I did take them because I was new and overly optimistic about people in general. And it actually worked out surprisingly well, but I did get very lucky. So yeah. Yeah, this is looking pretty dope. And then let's get a bandana of some sort going on, assuming I can. So this is a cool trick, if I remember how to do it. If you go to a curved strap brush like this, so it's right here at the top, and if you drag your line and hold Control and Shift, I think, it didn't work. Oh no, it did. Anyway, what it does is it forms a loop. There we go, see? ZBrush is just lagging really hardcore, and I don't know why. Because it hates me. Whatever, we're gonna extract this. Oh, do not crash, because I don't know if I'll keep my, I'm not gonna touch it. This is scary. I'm not worried about losing progress so much, is like losing the time lapse, because that's what the guy asked for. I mean, he's not gonna be mad because he's definitely not paying for it, but I don't know. I like to do what I say. Okay, we're gonna save it before this gets out of hand. Okay. And we're just gonna mask it instead. Nope, not like that. Bill says hit save frequently. I do. Not just that, I have a quick save every single 2 minutes. So, I'm like the queen of saving. All right. Yeah, zero mesh this as well. I don't know why it's doing that. Split down the front. I'm just watching it do this because it's being so dumb. That's cool. I'd rather you not do that, ZBrush. That'd be cool. Whatever. Terry says, that thing where you're trying to show what automatically wrap around the model in the direction of the swipe? Yeah. So essentially, if I were to hold Control Shift and drag off here, it'd do a loop around his head, but it wasn't wanting to for some reason. Probably because this is at 2 million points. Bill says, good plan. I only lost a big file once. Lesson learned. Yeah, it's painful. All right, now that I have this, I'm gonna start shaping it. Probably do some sort of tie in the back. But not now, because it doesn't sound like fun at all. Doing stuff like knots is really tough. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Let's put some panel loops on this. See what it looks like. Do a little bit of a thicker thickness. It's good. Divide this a few times. I don't mind if this edge here is wavy, especially because this is fabric. It is sitting on his head a little weird, because his head's a weird shape. Let's fix that. Yeah, it's so concave right here. We're going to turn dynamic to flatten out the edges here just to make this more consistent all the way around. It doesn't look like a bandana at all. It's this part. It doesn't fit his ears at all. I thought this would just like easily look good, and it's not. It's being difficult actually. Okay. Like, what if his ears are just lower? So I'm looking at this to see if like the thickness all the way around is uniform. That will help this look convincing. And like it's actually a piece of fabric that's wrapped around his head. For instance, this is like this far away, this is this far away, it's gonna look wrong. Let's just add some quick wrinkles and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that helps a lot. Can I sculpt these by hand? Totally. But why? When there's a brush, they'll do it for me in 2 seconds. Real answer, it would look better. But I think the time saved is worth it. Okay, we're gonna like just hide the body. Oh, I forgot, it's merged. So no, we're not gonna hide the body. That looks much better. Yeah, let's try that trick I was talking about earlier. There we go. So yeah, you just drag off and then Control Shift and it does a nice little loop like that. You can always sculpt wrappings by hand, but notice they look real nice if you actually create them. What I mean by that is what I normally do is I just grab my clay buildup brush and I just sculpt this around, which honestly I might end up doing that. It might end up looking better, but for now this is what I'm doing. See, I'm scribbling on these to give them the same texture. And the reason that I would like to do it with a separate object is because they'll have a lot better edge. It'll just look more convincing. Terry says very handy. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So we go in with a Dam Standard to improve that edge I was talking about. With back face mask, otherwise it's not working. Because the mesh is pretty thin. Makes it look like he's wearing these really dumb gloves now. Alright, we're gonna duplicate this and then we'll start moving it around as if it was a wrapping, I think. I need to decide how I want this to fit. I want it to be underneath the other one. And then I'll duplicate the top one since it's not as deformed and then put it over like this. And I don't want to go further than that because I haven't sculpted the hands and that'd be just to be a waste of time to detail them and stuff. I'm just going to replace them or going to do some heavy posing later. This definitely looks better than just doing clay build-up brush all the way around. But it takes way longer, and this is like my least favorite kind of sculpting, where it's just me using the move brush a ton to adjust things. It's not my favorite. But hey, I want things to look good. It's worth it. Okay. I think I'm gonna wrap up pretty soon here. Unless someone gets like the apron blocked out. Probably should. Here. Because he didn't specify a whole lot about it. What? It wasn't symmetry. Stupid ZBrush. So whenever you do any sort of modifier with the 3D gizmo, it turns off symmetry. Just a reminder, because I forget all the time, like just now. I mean, I look at my model constantly, so I usually notice, but I mean, that's what an apron looks like without the top piece. I don't know if he wanted it folded over or anything. I can ask him that in the email that I'm about to send him. Okay, real talk. If you are an artist and you are doing something like I am for free, usually do not like even give them the chance to like make revisions and stuff. It's not cool. Only do that if you know the person's not a jerk and isn't gonna take advantage of you. I know this guy is not a jerk and he's super cool. So I have no problem asking him because he's not going to give me a huge, crazy list of things that change. And if he does, I'll tell him to no. I will say no. You don't need to swear or be rude. Not like that's what I was going to do. Am I forgetting what an apron looks like or how long it is? I don't really cook with an apron, so I wouldn't know. All right. Just doing some quick adjustments right now, dividing things, that kind of business. Okay, I'll get a quick render on this, and I'm gonna call it good for today. Oh yeah, I'm gonna merge it like usual because it just makes the shadows look better. Oops, subtool, and then merge visible. Looks like my music just ended too. That's a good time to end. Yeah, looks pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna grab these edges and pull them in. And then go to my movie and pause it. All right, I'm gonna export it before I forget. Part 1. Come on. Stop bringing up that thing. Ah. Terry says, sweet, great stream as always. Thanks, Mia. Yeah, you're welcome. Just finished playing LED and Elephant too. I'll share on Discord. Yeah, sweet. I want to see that. And this is what the movie looks like if you want to look at it real quick as it throws up on the screen here. This is kind of cool for me to see. It's going to be kind of long, actually, but I will. Yeah, look at his tiny little neck. I just didn't realize that was such an issue. This is so cool to watch, actually. I've like only done a speed sculpt like once. Oh boy, this is the beginning of me struggling with anatomy. Hey, you're welcome, Bill. Thanks for joining. I'm just gonna hang out and watch my video first. Must be. That's super cool, right? This is awesome. Yeah, that bandana was actually kind of tricky. I move the camera around a lot. Cool. Super cool. All right. I'm gonna save again because it's been 2 seconds. All right, guys. I will see y'all later. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you guys next time.